the Brinks, the Brinks, the Brinks King. What I got was the Brinks. Hey campers, George here, back at the cottage, day off, and I decided I want to have a look at something that I've been having a problem with in the cottage since I moved in. And what it is, I have two doors, a front door, back door, that come into the cottage. And on both of them, I have a problem with the handle. And what I'm talking about is when I turn the door handle, the latch holding the door in, that piece that goes into the side of the door frame, is not coming back all the way. And I have to sit there and really work it up some to get it open. And it's starting to really bother me now, and I thought it's time, got to have a look at this. So let me show you what I'm talking about here, and let's see if we can fix it. When I grab the handle and turn it, I could still, did you see that? I had to force it a little bit more. It goes there, and then I have to really force it. And what we're looking at here is right there. I'm going to turn the handle. When I turn the handle, it's not, you see that? It doesn't go all the way in. It's still sticking out a little bit here. This is one of those handles you can turn both ways. It's not going all the way in. So I got to figure out what the problem is here. So I'm going to take it apart and let's see what happens. First thing I'm going to do is I want to take this plate off and then try the handle again and see if that makes a difference. That could be the problem. So let's have a look, see at that. Yeah, see, taking that off doesn't really help. It's really not pulling it back. That didn't solve the problem. So the next thing is I've got to take the handle off. Sorry, I had to go and put a jacket on. It's a blistering 20 degrees outside and the cold is hitting me right there. There's two screws on either side of the door handle. So got to get those off. Huh. There's something stuck in the bottom. I don't know what it is. So I'm going to take these two pieces out here, and here are the two door handles here. So I want to make sure that they turn fairly easy. And just so that you know, this is not a keyed lock. For me to lock the house, I have a bolt. All the keying is done on the top. You can see that does go all the way in. For some reason, it's just not pulling it back. And I should be able to pull them back by pulling that back. And I can't. If you look inside, this piece here is where this goes in. And that turns when you put the handle in. So the handle goes in like that. So that goes in there. And when you turn the handle, it pulls that back. Can you see that? And what's happening is it's not pulling it back. It's getting stuck. How to fix that? So I'm going to take a look at it. Okay, haven't had a look at it. So when I took it apart, this stuff, this little black piece going up and down, works fine. And if I push in the spring, it goes all the way, no problem. Problem is when I try to push it from here, which is the piece that pulls the spring back, I can't get it to go any further than that. It's just so worn right now, it won't go any further, and it's bented inside here and it's worn away. So it won't pull it all the way in. So there's no real way of fixing it without taking it all apart. I'm not going to be able to get it apart and fix it, and even if I can, I'd have to get that piece there, and just finding that piece for this lock, not going to happen. So it looks like it's off to Lowe's. I'm going to have to find me a new lock, which means I'll have to get two because I want the key for here to match the key for there. So I'll have to get one of those double sets so that one key fits both. I'm gonna put it back because it's cold coming through the hole. Okay campers, we're back from the hardware store finally. It's been a couple of weeks, been a little busy, couldn't get to the door, so I thought it time now take care of that. Went to the hardware store and picked me up some hardware for the door, What I got was the Brinks keyed entry and deadbolt. It's a 4-piece, so I can do both doors. High security, single cylinder. Hopefully this will work. Sorry about the noise in the background. Hey, got chores to do. I'm doing my laundry. After all, it's 10 o'clock at night. The joys of owning your own place. Couldn't do this in an apartment. So basically what I've got is I got a deadbolt and the locked entry. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put in the deadbolt just to make sure that it's going to work. But this is the deadbolt. And here I have the cylinder. It has a couple of different strike plates here. And as you can see, it's keyed there. This here is an anti-pry shield. It's meant to stop people from trying to pry in and pry the actual deadbolt back. And both systems have that. This here you can see the regular tubular lock system, which will go below the deadbolt. Having read the instructions and everything, let's see what we can do with it. I have a couple of choices. So what I want to do is see which one fits the best. This little one is going to be the one I'm going to need. So that's going to go in there. This does have a strike plate on it, and I'm going to have a look, see which one's better, which one I prefer. You can see here this one doesn't fit as well. It doesn't quite fit in the hole. So I'm going to change that out quickly. So the way you change it out is you're just going to use a screwdriver and pry the other one off. Just be careful not to damage it when you do it. And I believe it just pushes on just like that. Something you need to know about the deadlock, and that is it comes for two different sizes of door. The hole in the door from the edge of the door to the center of the hole is actually different on some doors. If you look on here, you have these things here, and they actually allow you to extend it or reduce the length. And there's two sizes. There's 2 3/8 and 2 3/4. My door is 2 3/4. And the way you do that is you have to twist this like that, pull it out. You see how it extended here? See that? Lock it in, and now it's the right length for my door. On here it actually says there's an arrow pointing up, so this is the top. That goes in that way. It's a little bit long. This is a steel door, so I'm going to have to maybe bend the steel a little bit to get it in there. Split the steel there a bit and see if I can bend it over so that I can get that steel plate in better. So you can see here, I just snipped the edges here and bent over the steel to give me a little bit more room, and let's see if it, oh, there we go. Now it fits in there flush. I'm going to put 2 screws in here, and then we'll put the actual deadbolt into here. Careful not to over tighten them, because you might strip the wood and then you're at a loss. So here's the outside keyed entry on the deadbolt. This here is the anti-pry that goes on top of it, and it sits right on top. Now what you have to do is you have to get this right through that little X, and hopefully it'll fit. So here you can see I have it on there, and now I have to match up the screws on this side when I put on the inside deadbolt with the lever. So this has to now match, and I want it that way down. That'll be locked, and that'll be open. So I've got the screws lined up. Just got to tighten them in. So here is the new keyed entry, and all the gizmos that come with it, the strike plates and everything like that, the screws. So we're going to mount it in there, and hopefully it'll work better than the other one did. Now on the cylinder, on this one, I was telling you, just like on the deadbolt, it had the different lengths. Well, on this one, the adjustment's a little bit different. Let me see if I can show you. This black thing here slides, and whatever position you put that in changes the depth inside the hole. So make sure you have the right depth so you can line it up centered. On my door, I want that all the way forward. See here we have the keyed side, and it has that same thing as the deadbolt. so that you can't pry it open. This kind of works odd. I couldn't get it to turn, but if you put the key in one position, it doesn't turn. You go this way and it turns, and now I can't get the key out. So now I can, and it can turn. All right. Seems to work. Apparently we're done. Let's check it out. Good. Let's try the key now. Yeah. This handle here works both ways. You can twist it that way or that way to open. Bazinga! Gonna have to do the front door now. Same process all over again. Basically the same system in the front door. Fortunately, the door in the front is exactly the same. How about that then? Don't forget, like, share, subscribe. You know the story, and I'm pretty sure I'll be back again. Something else to do with the cottage. Just saying. Bye.